Hello, this is Mitch Goldberg. You're watching my live stream, Be the Boss of Your Money. It's all about you taking control of your money, not your money taking control of you. So we're going to talk about today a couple of quick things. If you're new to the show, we do a market recap, but I put some perspective in it so you really know what's happening with the stock market, with the economy. It's all about helping you know what you need to know to stay the course with the rest of your investment plan, your financial plans, etc. We talk a lot about personal finance, and then we're going to get into some of the big stories today. If you saw the thumbnail, it said free beer and Warren Buffett saving the stock market. What did I mean by that? We're going to talk about that. It's kind of clever the way, the way I put it together. I just want to say, I'm going to run a quick introduction here. We've got to do this quick intro, and then I'm going to give you the goods. This is going to be a really good show, and we're going to be done in about 12 minutes because I've got to be somewhere in a little while. Here goes. Thank you so much for joining me. Your time is very valuable, and I greatly appreciate that you chose to spend some of it with me. I see you out there too, by the way, Josh. Thank you very much. So we've got a couple of things to talk about. What happened to last week? The week ended, I would say, on a down note. Friday, things came down. The worry was really that maybe investors' expectations got a little bit ahead of what corporations could deliver on in terms of quarterly financial results like earnings and revenues. Some of that went away today, but it is a worry. As strong as the stock market is, as incredibly strong as earnings are, the economy is booming right now. It really is. I mean, if you're still thinking it's not, it is. Now, I realize it's not booming for everybody. There's a lot more that needs to be done. But the economy that is up and running is booming. Okay, let's put it that way. The parts that are up and running are booming. So want to say that, last month was the third month. April was the third month in a row that the stock market was up. S&P 500 was up about 5% last month. The S&P 500, that's an index, the most widely followed index. And you cannot invest directly into an index, but you could invest in a security that tracks or mimics an index. Just have to throw that in there. Now, while you're watching this, or if you're watching in replay, welcome to all of you. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. That's my favorite part of doing this, answering your questions about personal finance, investing, you name it, throw it in there. I want to answer the question, and I hope you could stump me. I want you to stump me, because that is actually, then I have to go learn something new, and that to me is the most fun. Doing a live stream every day, it really keeps you sharp. You really got to know your stuff, and it make you even though you think you know about a topic, until you go on a live stream like right now. This is actually live. You never know if you're going to trip over your words and not know something, and no one wants to look stupid. So you really have to do some extra research, even on things that you know about, because you just never know. And then there's sometimes, there are things that you forget about. And it's like, oh my God, this news just came across the tape. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates are splitting up after 27 years. Oh, wow. I thought they were such a solid couple. This literally just came across the tape. Look at that. Breaking news. Let me put myself into a different corner here. Look, no, I don't like that corner either. Okay, I'll go here. You know what? I'll go here. Okay, here I am. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates are stepping out of the relationship. That's kind of sad. I guess it'll be like Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife, right? Wow. That's kind of surprising. So back to the show. Okay, we've got a lot of news to cover on the show today. So let's just get right into it. The stock market had a nice, quick rebound. Let me pull up a better screen to give you everything that I want to show you. All right, USA markets. Okay, it's not what I'm looking for. Don't you hate that? Like, what happens is I magnify the screen so much that I can't really just rapidly find what I want to find. And that's all right. This is kind of annoying how I just clicked my screen like 5 times. So what you need to know is this: the stock market finally had a recovery today. I shouldn't say finally. It's been going up consistently. Okay. And I'm going to show you now because I have what I need to show you. Okay. The stock market has been going up consistently. Let's get into the screen. All right. And hitting new records constantly. But if you're just joining us now, we're talking about why did the stock market go up? There was more of a rotation trade out of technology, stay-at-home, work-from-home stocks into the cyclical, economically sensitive, reopening stocks. Warren Buffett has finally announced who his successor is going to be. We've been handicapping that for literally the 20 plus years. We've all been talking about who's going to replace Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway when he either retires or dies. And it's really incredible because he's a person who is very comfortable talking about his demise, and it's just someone, I guess, who's accepted life. Let's take a look. The Dow is up 238 points. The Nasdaq was down 67. S&P up 11 points, up 0.25%. Gold had a decent day. Oil continues to stay in the mid 60s. The 10-year treasury keeps going off. Even though you keep hearing about inflation from Warren Buffett, from Leon Cooperman, from companies like Clorox and Pepsi, everybody's talking about inflation. But the 10-year treasury is not budging. Now, maybe the 10-year treasury, that's this doodad over here. Maybe the 10-year treasury is not budging because investors are starting to think that Biden is not going to get to spend as much money in these two plans, the jobs plan and the family plan. Combined, it's like another $4 trillion. So he's not going to maybe get that. And maybe the bond market's sensing that, and they're saying, ooh, there's not going to be as much supply as we thought. The demand for U.S. Treasuries, by the way, is still very, very strong. Whoever thinks, the interest rate's going to shoot up because there's not going to be any demand. We haven't seen a fall off in demand in U.S. Treasuries yet. In fact, with the German 10-year, Japanese 10-year, British 10-year, 10-year equivalents to our 10-year Treasury, with those so low, it actually makes our 10-year Treasury very attractive to buyers all over the world. So that's another weight holding down rates from going up. I don't know if you were aware of that, but you should definitely be. So I see the comments out there. I see some people coming in. So I will be taking a look at that momentarily. Okay. So Warren Buffett decides he finally has his successor, and it came out kind of by accident. Okay. Here we go. So Berkshire Hathaway, I'm going by the baby Berkshire Hathaway. Okay. That is, it's most people who are in Berkshire Hathaway have the baby Berkshire. That's the Berkshire Class B shares. It tracks the Class A shares, which is like over $400,000 a share. But these were up $1, up 1.5%, up $4.23. All right. Not far from their 52-week high. A lot of financials in Berkshire Hathaway. Wells Fargo is one of their biggest positions. So, the stock went up on news that Warren Buffett has a successor. Okay, let me make sure I'm showing you this, okay? All right, so here it is. Berkshire Hathaway up 1.5% on news that Warren Buffett has a successor. I'm going to put myself on the screen. So that is very encouraging. I think a lot of people were worried, well, when Warren Buffett goes, that stock is going to tank because it's all Warren. And what Wall Street, what investors have come to realize is that it's not just Warren Buffett. He's got a deep bench of qualified, capable executives. The new fellow, he's 59 years old, so he has a long runway ahead of him. So the fact that when Warren Buffett says we have our successor and everyone knows who it is and the stock goes up and the mystery is over, this is pretty good news for investors in Berkshire Hathaway. So that I do think that helped rub off some good feeling, or that I think some of the good feeling of that rubbed off onto the rest of the stock market. And I started by saying free beer. Okay. This is a headline here. New Jersey to give free beer to COVID vaccine recipients. I mean, what better way to motivate people to get a COVID shot than to give them free alcohol, right? Free beer. So who is this aimed at? It's really aimed at, I think, the younger set who would want to go out and get their free beer. The older set, the 55 plus community, especially the 65 plus, they're overwhelmingly getting vaccinated. The concern is the young people who are not getting vaccinated. So that's one of the things that we are keeping an eye on to see if more people take up the vaccine, because right now, over 100 million people have gotten at least one jab. Something like almost a third of the United States, almost a third, is going to be fully vaccinated by next weekend. And that number keeps growing because as people get their first shot, to get their second shot. I know there's a number of people who just get the first shot and say that's good enough. It's not good enough. Get the vaccination. I got it. No sweat. No big deal. The only problem I'm having from the shot is my hair is thinning from the COVID shot. I'm just kidding. It was actually thinning for the last couple of 10 years or so. Okay. So, you know, it is, it is what it is. Then the next thing I want to show you is Florida. Okay. Florida Governor DeSantis suspends all remaining COVID restrictions. We are no longer in any state of emergency. Congratulations to Florida. New York is going full open. New York City, July 1st. But if you take a look at this, New York City ends 24-hour subway service to disinfect trains and buses overnight. Okay, so fine. But that's because between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. is when they're going to disinfect everything. And they want riders to come back. The subway, the MTA, Metropolitan Transit Authority, is asking employers to stagger their workforces so not everybody rides in at the same time and you get this massive rush hour. Everybody's packed in like sardines. Okay, I've got to get going in a minute. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Lastly, energy, building materials, industrials, financials, the stocks that you would expect to do well in a rotation have done well today. And it looks like we're back to the economy reopening stocks. And it will it stick for more than a couple of days? We'll have to see. We'll have to keep an eye on a couple of things. But we got the week off to a good start. Just a couple of quick comments out there. Mark is out there. Hey, buddy, good to see you. New glasses, maybe? No, you know what? I've actually had these glasses since like the end of 2019. But I'm actually looking to get a new pair of glasses because these are getting like a little scratched up, a little beat up, and they're kind of getting loose, you know, and no matter how much I tighten them, whatever, just not cutting it anymore. I need new glasses. So that's about it. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate all of you joining me. Your time is valuable. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to get into some more specific things. Yes, LOL, buddy. Take care. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.